Hey everyone. So I'm helping my younger brother install some additional outlets in the bedroom of his 1940s house. It's usually a pretty straightforward job, but this house, like many of those built in the era, has lath and plaster walls. If you're not familiar with that, that's a wall construction that predated drywall, and it basically has a very hard material called plaster. Think of that like somewhat like concrete, and some wood called lath that's behind it that gives it its strength. So that presents a challenge for cutting a hole because the plaster is very hard and will dull your cutting tools if you're using the sort of cutting tools that cut wood well. And the wood is obviously requires much different cutting tools than the harder plaster. The other thing is that you don't want to crack the plaster and make it come loose from the lath. So this uses a little bit different style lath and plaster, but the concept is, I think, the same. The plaster goes into these keys in the lath and forms a bond that keeps the plaster from coming away. If the plaster does move away from the lath, then it will crack because it's very brittle. So what we're going to do here is use high-speed cutting tools that will remove material quickly without shaking the wall. And that's really the key. If you go at this with a reciprocating sawzall, or a chisel and hammer, which some other YouTube videos do, it will cut a hole in the plaster, but it's gonna cause some bad long-term effects. In this case, I have access to the back as well because I'm helping him expand, have some storage in what was an attic space. So I'm using, in this case, a more of a commercial style bracket box 4x4 square with in this case, a 1 1/4 mud ring. If you're doing a remodel, you probably won't be, and you can just trace the outline of your outlet before you get cutting. The cutting process itself is extremely loud and noisy, so extremely loud and dusty is what I meant to say. And so make sure that you're wearing appropriate PPE, goggles, respirator, hearing protection, because it's a dirty job. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. So I'm gonna get to cutting it. The tools that I used for this are a 5-inch angle grinder with a diamond wheel. Doesn't need to be this style diamond wheel, and it doesn't need to be a 5-inch grinder, just whatever you have. And a Dremel oscillating tool with a wood cutting bit. All right.